Suppose I told you that it's possible for elementary and middle school students to independently learn a book of Navi, that they can do so ivrit bi'ivrit, that along the way they can learn dikduk and te'amei hamikra, while improving their kriya and summarizing skills, that they can grapple with the ethical issues in the text during the very years when their own value systems are being shaped, and that they can thoroughly enjoy themselves in the process. That, you would say, is impossible. That, I would answer, is JudgeQuest and KingsQuest. KingsQuest is a flipped gamified system that gives students the tools to learn Navi independently in ways never before possible. It actively engages students through a combination of videos, online activities, and games, and reaches more kids than any method currently in use. It allows teachers to personalize their approach to each student, to track their students' progress, to identify specific areas that can be strengthened, and to enrich those who have mastered the basic coursework. It transforms the role of the teacher. She's not simply lecturing to a room full of kids and hoping more than just a few are paying attention. Now the teacher can focus on each child, spotting areas that need reinforcement, while the rest of the class keeps actively learning. Here's how it works. The backbone of the course, like any flipped course, is a series of videos. But how can you make a video that will interest an advanced student without discouraging a weaker one despite the Hebrew? The answer is, make it short, illustrate and animate it lavishly, and pepper it with embedded questions. The videos are 5 minutes or less. The pictures tell the story as surely as the words, and using PlayPosit, formerly Educanon, makes it possible to inject questions that formatively assess the student's understanding. So how about showing us a sample video? Here goes.
ספר שמואל א' פרק ט"ו, פסוקים י"ג עד י"ז, סרט מספר 4 לפרק זה. שיחת שמואל ושאול, חלק ראשון. פסוק י"ג. ויבוא שמואל אל שאול, שמואל בא אל שאול, ויאמר לו שאול, ושאול מיד אמר אל שמואל.
Let's get this one right. Later we'll get one wrong on purpose. And click on continue.
ברוך אתה להשם, ומברך אותו בשלום בשם השם. הקימותי את דבר השם, אני הקמתי, אני עשיתי בדיוק מה שהשם אמר. שאול שמח, הוא חושב שהוא number 1, הוא חושב שהוא הכי טוב, שהוא קיים את הציווי של השם.
Did you see the color-coded quotation? Let's try and get this one wrong on purpose. So it tells us that it's wrong and which one is correct.
אבל שמואל מפסיק אותו, ויאמר שמואל, והנה המילים של שמואל. אתה חושב שאתה עשית את הכל? ומה כל הצאן הזה אשר באוזני? אם כן, למה אני שומע קול של צאן, ולמה אני שומע קול של בהמות? מה כל הצאן הזה אשר באוזני, וכל הבקר אשר אנוכי שומע? והמילה מה זה גם כן כמו הקול של הצאן. זה עניין של שירה וספרות שאומרים אנמטופיה, שהמילה נשמעת כמו הקול של הדבר.
So with this type of method, you can put in whatever you like, even literary devices, even onomatopoeia. Here's the answer.
פסוק ט"ו, ויאמר שאול, שאול עונה לשמואל, מעמלקי הביאום, הם כלומר העם, זה לא אני, העם הביאו את הבהמות מעמלק, הם רצו מאוד להביא אותם. אשר חמל העם, עוד פעם, זה לא אני, זה העם, הם חמלו, הם ריחמו את פרי, על מיטב הצאן והבקר.
So let's try and get this one wrong again. We know he's avoiding responsibility. Who's he blaming it on? Let's say Amalek. No, not Amalek, it was Bnei Yisrael.
על הצאן והבקר בהמות הכי טובות, ולמה? זה היה לשם מצווה. זה לא בשביל שלל, it's not for spoils, אלא למען זבוח לשם אלוקיך, זה כדי לעשות קורבן על המזבח.
So it was for the sake of doing a korban that he says they took the animals.
ואת היותר החרמנו, ואנחנו הרגנו את כל הבהמות האחרות. ויאמר שמואל אל שאול, אבל שמואל לא קיבל את זה, והוא אמר מיד, הרף, תפסיק, עצור. ואגידה לך את אשר דיבר השם אלי הלילה. אני אגיד לך מה השם אמר אלי בלילה. ויאמר לו, ושאול אמר לו, דבר. זה כתוב ויאמרו, אבל קוראים ויאמר, זה נקרא כתיב
And it's on the word Vayomer. You can give them feedback if you want to help them improve their answers.
קריא. ועכשיו שמואל ממשיך. ויאמר שמואל, הלא אם קטון אתה בעיניך, אולי אתה חושב שאתה לא גדול, אלא קטן, אתה מסתכל במראה ואתה רואה אדם קטן, כי אתה לא מרגיש כמו מנהיג, אולי אתה
Okay, this will be the final question that we answer for this one, and then we will go on. So it's just another flipped class. Nice, but hardly a revolutionary. Not exactly. This is where gamification comes in. Students access these videos, along with assignments, review games, quizzes, and exercises, in other words, all of their coursework, on 3D Game Lab, a site which presents it all as a grand game or quest. The site challenges students to earn experience points, or XP. They earn badges, awards, and achievements. They watch themselves ascend to more and more prestigious titles as they level up. In other words, there are many age-appropriate incentives. But even more importantly, gamification means the elimination of the worst disincentive in a student's life, the fear of failure. Instead of telling our kids that they start off on day one with a perfect record, only to lose points every time they make an error, we tell those kids that there are no penalties, no deductions for mistakes. A mistake is just a step on the road towards mastery, and they can retake any assignment until they reach its prescribed level of proficiency. Keep watching the video until you get no more than one incorrect answer. Keep doing the assignment until you have fulfilled its criteria for success. It doesn't matter how many times it takes, only their final successful attempt counts. Just as gamers don't mind playing a level of Angry Birds multiple times, because each time they learn more about its features and get closer to beating it, likewise kids see themselves getting closer and closer to leveling up without the stifling fear of being labeled a failure. And through the teacher dashboard, we can observe exactly which questions each student had trouble with, and thereby plan individualized next steps. So this isn't real learning, it's just playing games. On the contrary, this is taking what kids and adults find so irresistible about games and using it to help them master the exact same material we used to teach frontally, and then some. Only now, students can do it almost independently. Because it's fun and carefully planned out, KingsQuest enables students to mine the treasures of Navi as the resources they were always meant to be. Aside from plotline, they will learn grammar, trup, parshanut. Lessons can be done in class or at home. The more kids do them, the easier the method becomes for them. And there is no limit to what can be taught. To use the lingo, what we are doing is anything but idle gaming. It is teaching resilience and adaptability as reactions to failure, and reducing the stress that comes from a negative state of mind. Okay, but what happens to the role of the teacher? This is not independent study. You can't run JudgeQuest or KingsQuest without well-trained and skillful teachers. A teacher's ability to differentiate and respond rapidly will be especially valuable. The teacher needs to be on top of the progress of every single student every day to give the weaker ones a boost and the stronger ones added challenges. Rapid feedback on assignments will keep students working at their best pace. Balancing classwork and home assignments will help ensure that the curriculum is covered. The KingsQuest teacher will quickly notice when a particular issue is not getting across and will know when to schedule a frontal lesson or mini lesson. And she will know what type of material simply requires face-to-face human contact to drive the point home. Okay, it's revolutionary, but how do you know it will work? Because it already has. We began piloting this last year in a 5th grade class in Sefer Shoftim under the title JudgeQuest. By engaging the design this past year, in a sense beta testing it for the coming year, we've already debugged some of the undermining systemic issues and can focus our energy at tailoring the methodology to this year's audience. Here's what the kids said about it. You can call them our own feedback loop to analyze setbacks.
I like it because I don't have to wait for other people. I liked it because since it was on the computer, it was easier to concentrate and more fun. And it was on the computers because we didn't have to write as much. I like this way of learning because it's more independent. I like it because I can go at my own pace. Sometimes I'll finish early and then I have nothing to do.
Not bad, you say, but isn't it just your style? Can other teachers use your materials? Definitely. KingsQuest can be shared through the sites that host it, 3D Game Lab and PlayPosit. It's composed of building blocks to make sharing easier. Some schools may choose to take it in totality as it is. Some may pick and choose among its elements, opting for videos and some activities. Some may find it helpful as a class, while others may assign it to individual students who cannot flourish in a classroom setting. One high school administrator approached me, asking to use KingsQuest for her students with limited skills background. With KingsQuest, students with dyslexia, dysgraphia, slow processing, ADHD, or Asperger's are not penalized, but can be full participants. Is the technology new? Yes and no. The concepts of flipping and gamifying a class are not novel, but like many educational developments, they have trickled slowly from the general to the Jewish educational world. There are not many Jewish courses on 3D Game Lab, and certainly not for younger grades. At the same time, some aspects are designed specifically for this project. The good people at PlayPosit designed us a special feature that enables a student to automatically redo a video without needing the teacher to reset it. The teams at Jewish Interactive and TinyTap have developed a joint platform for educational game design, and it's becoming possible for kids to demonstrate their knowledge with more and more sophisticated games. My inspiration to try gamifying Limudei Kodesh came from sessions I attended at the last 2 ISTE conferences. Listening to people like Philip Vinogradov describe their remarkable projects and the tools they use. In reading the relevant literature, I was happy to find others who validate conclusions I've reached empirically. But the best proof will be in your classroom.